When the boat arrives in Kilika, Sin is gone and much of the village destroyed. Witnessing the devastation, Yuna vows to defeat Sin. A supernatural element in the story world of Final Fantasy X is that the souls of dead people manifest as fireflies. These fireflies turn into fiends that prey on the living unless they are sent to the afterlife, the far plane. Only summoners can perform the ritual to send the dead. Yuna volunteers to perform the sending for the people Sin just killed. Lulu explains to Tidus that this is the path Yuna chose. Tidus hopes Sin would stop killing so Yuna wouldn't have to perform any more sendings. Despite the tragedy that just hit Kilika, Wakka is thinking about the upcoming Blitzball tournament. Yuna asks Tidus to be her guardian. Wakka and Lulu object. Yuna just wants to have Tidus nearby, which really puts her guardians on edge. At the temple, another summoner, Donna, talks down to Yuna. Yuna defends herself and the company she keeps. Donna has her guardian shove Tidus into the cloister of trials after Yuna and her guardians have gone in. Lulu and Wakka admonish Tidus for breaking the rules again. Tidus learns that Yuna prays to the Fayth in the Chamber of the Fayth to receive the Aeon. Fayth and Aeons are other supernatural elements in the story world. Fayth are people turned to stone. With their aid, the summoners can summon to call Aeons to fight for them. Like in the Temple of Besaid, an unseen voice sings a hymn. Tidus recognizes it from Zanarkand. On the boat from Kilika to Luca, Lulu tells Wakka to ask Tidus to become Yuna's guardian. Wakka thinks someone will surely recognize Tidus at the tournament. If not, the talented young man can stay there and join one of the teams. Tidus is bothered by a memory of his father. He tries Jecht's signature shot, which allegedly no one else can do. Yuna recognizes the Jecht shot. This confirms that Tidus' father actually came to Spira when he disappeared and was thought dead. Jecht was a famous athlete in Zanarkand. On Spira, he is a legendary guardian who defeated Sin with High Summoner Braska.
I want to ask you to be my guardian.
You know what? There's no time for jokes, yeah? He may be a Blitzball whiz kid, but up against fiends, he's a newbie.
Not a guardian, then. I just want him nearby.
What?
What? What do you mean?
It's just that... well...
We're all going to the temple anyway. Can't this wait till later?
Yuna wants Tidus to be her guardian, just like his father was her father's guardian. But if she cannot have him as her guardian, she still wants him nearby. She's starting to fall for him. Her guardians are uncomfortable with her ideas. Yuna becoming romantically involved with someone could endanger the whole pilgrimage. Tidus, the fool hero, doesn't really understand what's going on.
Yes, they will win. He used to be the star player of the Zanarkand Abes.
Yeah, as if anyone lived in those ruins.
It's not ruins. There's a big city there. There is.
Yuna defends her romantic interest. She believes Tidus comes from Zanarkand. She would like to go there with him.
I will defeat Sin. I must defeat Sin.
The story goal of Final Fantasy X is to stop Sin. Yuna speaks this goal out loud when she witnesses the devastation of Kilika. Sin is death incarnate. Because of it, people live in fear, in sorrow. Death rules over life. Tidus witnesses firsthand how death rules over life on Spira.
They've reached the far plane by now, but no tears next time.
I wished there would never be a next time. No more people being killed by sin. No more sendings for Yuna. Everyone stood there watching her. It was strange, and somehow horrifying. I never wanted to see it again.
The narrator-storyteller's monologue contains a thematic question. Can there be a time when Yuna does not have to send people killed by sin? Can death's rule over life be overthrown? People live in sorrow, but have reasons for joy in their lives. The sport of Blitzball connects people across the world. It's a way to escape. The first thing Waka thinks about after Sin's attack is Blitzball.
Waka. Praying for victory's all good. But is this right?
Something wrong with enjoying Blitzball?
Is this really the time?
This is the only time. The players fight with all their strength. The fans cheer for their favorite team. They forget pain, suffering. Only the game matters. That's why Blitz has been around for so long. At least that's what I think.
Tidus asks a thematic question. Is this the right time for sports? Waka's argument is yes, this is the only time. Death's rule over life is not going to change. People put their small hopes in the summoners who journey to defeat sin. They may as well distract themselves with sports. Sin demonstrates its unimaginable powers. Annihilating Kilika village is seemingly effortless. Sin only glides in and produces a tidal wave and a tornado without moving a muscle. Suddenly, half the village is gone. Sin is death incarnate. It's a physical manifestation of the thematic argument, death rules over life. Those who survive Sin's attacks rebuild, knowing that Sin will return. Spira is in a cycle of death that revolves around sin.
Be Saint Aurochs, huddle! On to the temple, where we pray for victory. Go!
Waka is thinking about the upcoming tournament. Even the local players continue to practice. Blitzball survives even Sin's attacks. The sport brings people together. It's an important distraction from sorrow.
There was something I didn't tell anyone else that day. That song we heard there, in the temple, I knew it from my childhood. It was proof that Spira and Zanarkand were connected, somehow. At least to me it was.
The same hymn that was sung on the temple in Besaid is heard in Kilika temple, sung again by an unseen singer. Tidus recognizes the hymn from Zanarkand. It connects the two worlds.
I will defeat sin.
You truly are clueless. Are you sure it's just your memory that's the problem?
Look out! Everyone, quick! Sin spawn!
As I recall, Lord Braska had only 2 guardians. Quality over quantity, my dear. Whatever were you thinking?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It was Donna and that big musclehead man.
Yuna will be the one to suffer the consequences.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
do you want to do?
To scream real loud?
Yuna wants to make him a guardian.
Oh, yeah, jeez. There's that too, eh?
And whose fault is that?
Not mine! It is mine, huh?
But Sir Jecht was my father's guardian.
So he's famous here, too? It must be tough, being a summoner.
Yuna chose her own path. She knew from the beginning what it meant. All we can do is protect her along the way, until the end.
Until the end? What's the end?
Until she defeats sin.
Oh.
Now that the pilgrimage has begun and Tidus and Yuna are on the journey, the tests begin. The two heroes face challenges, meet allies, and make enemies. Sin's attack on Kilika is a demonstration of what's at stake. Stopping Sin is the story goal. At the end of the pilgrimage, Yuna must be ready to battle Sin. Tidus must guard Yuna on the road. Yuna must do her duties as a summoner and perform the sending for Sin's newest victims. Tidus must keep up with the other guardians and fend off fiends and sin spawn. Another summoner questions Yuna's potential. The challenges will get increasingly difficult. It'll get harder to tell the difference between friend and foe. And the true villain of the story is yet to appear.
Ladies and gentlemen, the day we've all been waiting for. The opening tournament of the season.
The group arrives in Luca, where the Blitzball tournament is held. Grand Maester Mika and Maester Seymour are introduced. The tournament is about to begin. The Besaid Aurochs will play the Albed Sykes. There is a rumor of Sir Auron being sighted. Yuna thinks he might know where Jecht is, and wants to go look for him with Tidus. Some Albed know Yuna for a summoner. They will soon kidnap her. The daughter of Braska is famous. Yuna is recognized everywhere she goes. When Yuna fears of being separated from Tidus in the crowd, he teaches her to whistle and tells her to use it if they should lose each other. They do not find Sir Auron in the cafe. The tournament's opening ceremony starts.
People of Spira, I thank you for your generous welcome.
Mika holds the most religious and secular power in Spira. As the Grand Maester, he is the head of Yevon. He is also the leader of all the peoples in Spira, excluding the Albed who have been excommunicated from Yevon. Seemingly, Mika is an ally. The pilgrimage is tied to Yevon and its temples. But as the heroes come to learn thematic arguments and question them, Mika turns out to be an opponent. He opposes change. On Spira, death rules over life in more ways than one. Mika is an unsent, a dead man walking among the living. This is a secret only known to the few maesters of Yevon.
I am Seymour Guado. I am honored to receive the title of Maester. In life, my father Jiskel worked to foster friendship between man and Guado. I vow to carry on his legacy and to fulfill my duties as Maester to the best of my abilities.
Maester Seymour Guado is the antagonist of this story. He will start in the role of an ally, a potential mentor to Yuna. In the romantic subplot, he will become a rival to Tidus. At the midpoint of the story, Seymour will be unmasked as the villain, as the antagonist with an opposing goal to the hero's story goal. Seymour embodies several archetypes. He is a shapeshifter. Seymour is newly made Maester of Yevon. He is high in the Institute's hierarchy. He is also the leader of the Guado, a humanoid race of people. Seymour is a summoner. He was only a child when he went on the same pilgrimage Yuna is on now. Instead of battling sin, Seymour began to revere it. Seymour wants to become sin. As a complex villain, Seymour goes through different archetypal roles. He is a shapeshifter, a fallen hero, a fallen mentor as an evolved hero. At his proper introduction, he is seemingly an ally, a possible mentor to Yuna, a summoner with more experience than her. Later, Seymour reveals himself as the shadow, the opposite of the hero. As a shapeshifter, Seymour embodies the archetype literally. Judging him by his appearance is hard. He has long stylized hair, long painted fingernails, and wears revealing clothing. Still, he is very masculine in his demeanor. Seymour tries cultivating a balanced image of himself by talking about fostering friendship between the two races of man and Guado. Under the surface, he is governed by a strong, twisted animus, a will to dominate all of Spira. There is more symbolism about the Jungian archetypes in Seymour. His powerful Auron is called Anima. It is of his mother who was made a Fayth. Now Seymour can unleash the soul of his dead mother as a hideous monster to inflict pain on his enemies. Seymour is the shadow, a dark version of the hero, and opposite to Yuna. The two are both summoners, but have conflicting goals. Yuna wants to defeat sin. Seymour has come to admire the death incarnate around which all of Spira revolves. The hero wants to slay the dragon. The shadow wants to become the dragon.
I hope we don't get separated.
Yuna!
Huh?
When Tidus teaches Yuna to whistle, he creates a symbol that will repeat throughout the story. Tied to it is a promise. He will be there for her.
Hey, use that if we get separated. Then I'll come running, okay?
As the whistle gets repeated in different stages of the journey, it'll gain new meaning. By the end, it'll have become one of the most powerful symbols in the whole story. It becomes a symbol of Tidus' and Yuna's relationship, and a signal capable of crossing the border of life and death, which ties it to strong archetypal events in the climax of the story.
Yuna's been kidnapped by the Al-Bed Sykes. In exchange for her safe return, they want the Aurochs to lose.
Two Ronsos start picking on Kimahri in the cafe. Suddenly, Tidus realizes Yuna has disappeared. The Al-Bed have kidnapped Yuna and want the Aurochs to lose the game in exchange for her safe return. Tidus, Lulu, and Kimahri go to her rescue. Machina assault Tidus and the Guardians as they get near the Al-Bed ship. On the ship, they have to fight more Machina to get to Yuna. The summoner is rescued unharmed. Yuna is half Al-Bed. Riku's father, Sid, is her uncle.
Whoa, what are they?
Ancient Machina salvaged by the Al-Bed.
The Al-Bed use Machina as weapons against the summoner's guardians. Machina are forbidden by Yevon. Here is a concrete argument to why the use of technology would be forbidden. The Machina weapons are used against a summoner's guardians. Summoners fight sin. This is an attack against the source of people's hopes that one day Death's rule over life will be overthrown.
So who's Sid?
He's my uncle, but I've never actually met him.
Wait, so that means you're Albed too, Yuna?
On my mother's side, yes. Sid is my mother's brother.
Don't tell Waka about Yuna's lineage. The thing about Waka, he never had much love for the Albed.
By kidnapping Yuna, the Albed endanger her pilgrimage. Technology is opposing Fayth. The Summoner's Guardians fight Machina. Fayth against technology. Fayth wins this round. Yuna is the daughter of a High Summoner and an Albed. She is the offspring of representatives of both Fayth and technology. At the end of the story, this lineage will play a part when the heroes form a thematic synthesis for Fayth and technology.
Jecht, Braska, and I. Together we defeated Sin 10 years ago. Then I went to Zanarkand, where I watched over you, so that one day I could bring you to Spira.
Why did it have to be me?
Jecht asked me to.
Is he alive?
It depends on what you mean by alive. He is no longer human. But then, I felt something of Jecht there in that shell, couldn't you? You must have felt him when you came in contact with Sin.
The Besaid Aurochs play the Luca Goers in the finals. When the match ends, fiends attack the stadium. Auron appears to help Tidus and Waka protect the spectators. Seymour summons his Aeon, Anima, which takes care of the fiends with ease. Yuna notes how powerful Seymour's Aeon is. When Tidus finds Auron alone, he confronts the man about what's happened to him, being brought to Spira and encountering Sin. Auron confirms he and Jecht were Braska's guardians. Together they defeated Sin 10 years ago. Then he delivers the biggest surprise in the story so far. Sin is Jecht. Tidus is baffled by this claim and refuses to believe it. Auron wants to offer his services to Yuna. He tells Tidus to follow him and join the pilgrimage. First, Tidus wants to decline, but soon accepts he has no options. Tidus and Auron join Yuna's pilgrimage as her guardians. Noticing Tidus is feeling down, Yuna tries to cheer him up. She's learned to whistle the way he taught her. Yuna knows people look to her as a summoner for hope. Summoners are Spira's ray of light. She tries to smile even when she's feeling sad. Yuna repeats the promise Tidus made her, saying she'll come running if he whistles.
It can't be.
It is. Sin is Jecht.
No, that's ridiculous! No way! I don't believe you!
But it is the truth.
The stunning surprise number 1 in the story of Final Fantasy X is that Sin is Jecht. The news comes to Tidus and Tidus alone. Jecht is his father. Sin brought him to Spira. Auron delivers the news straight and frank, without padding. Tidus is taken by complete surprise. He yells at Auron, refusing to believe the claim. Tidus had thought his father was dead. He had thought he could go back to Zanarkand. It was his father as Sin that attacked Zanarkand and brought him to Spira. It was his father as Sin that killed all the people in Kilika and made Yuna scent the dead. Tidus thought he could go back to Zanarkand if he came into contact with Sin. Now Auron says Tidus going back home is up to Jecht. Tidus did not come to Spira by accident. He did not meet Yuna by accident. He was brought to Spira to face Sin and to fight his own father. Before this, the two heroes had different goals. Ever since her introduction, Yuna's goal has been to defeat Sin. Tidus, however, just wanted to return home to Zanarkand. Now, the audience can see that the two heroes will share a goal for the rest of the story. Stopping Sin is the story goal. Auron's reveal brings Sin into a new light. Before, the colossal monster was nothing but death incarnate. Its actions seemed like a force of nature, unmotivated by anything. Now, Sin gets a human element. Sin is Jecht, Tidus' father, a legendary guardian. The Sin that is Jecht is both the source of Spira's sorrow and the source of Tidus' wound. Yuna has already vowed she will defeat Sin. The dragon that the hero must slay is Jecht, a person. Auron is a mentor as an evolved hero. He has been on the Summoner's pilgrimage before and seen it to its end. Now he's on a second pilgrimage. Not only is he a mentor to the two heroes, but to the whole group. Auron's own hero's journey ended in tragedy. He was too late to learn the theme of the story. Now Braska is dead and Sin is Jecht. The first pilgrimage taught Auron much. Gained wisdom and knowledge enable him to seek redemption on his second pilgrimage and prevent the next generation from repeating the mistakes of their fathers. Together with Auron and Jecht, Braska defeated Sin, but Sin still exists. Auron wants to correct mistakes made in the past. Going on a new pilgrimage with the children of Jecht and Braska give him a chance to do that. Now he has a chance to ensure that Tidus and Yuna have a chance to learn the lesson in time.
Hey, watch.
Yuna learns to whistle fast. The whistle becomes a thing that Tidus and Yuna share. Yuna repeats to Tidus the same promise he made her.
You sound sad.
Yeah, maybe.
Want to scream?
I really don't think that's gonna help this time.
If we should get separated, just whistle. I'll come running. I promise.
When Tidus officially joins Yuna's pilgrimage, they both know, and the audience knows, that they will travel the long road to its end together. They promise to be there for each other. The whistle is a concrete symbol of that promise. Tidus makes the promise first, Yuna echoes it back to him. What the two do not talk about are the heavy secrets they carry. Tidus has just learned that Sin is Jecht. His father is the source of Spira's sorrow, the cause of never-ending senseless violence. Yuna speaks fondly of Sir Jecht, from whom she learned about Zanarkand as a child. The summoner dies at the end of their pilgrimage. Tidus is the only one in the group who does not know this yet. The open secret weighs on everyone else, and Yuna puts on a smile even when she's feeling sad.
You're really famous.
It's embarrassing to say this myself, but summoners and their guardians are kind of like Spira's ray of light. A lot of people in Spira depend on us. I learned to practice smiling when I'm feeling sad, you know.
Death rules over life, but the summoners are a ray of light. Sin is death incarnate, the source of sorrow. A summoner who opposes sin is a source of hope. People have high expectations for summoners. A summoner must put on a front and not show negative feelings.
Auron!
Sir Auron!
So, you do know him?
Yeah, best guardian there ever was.
Auron reappearing to join Yuna's pilgrimage quickly makes him a mentor to the whole group and its leader. He earns the role with his experience and takes it for himself with his commanding demeanor. Auron is something of a father figure to both Tidus and Yuna. He promised to look after the children of his friends. He also wants to keep them from repeating the mistakes of the previous generation. Auron acts as a guide, enabling the heroes of this story to learn the lesson. From his first pilgrimage, Auron has esoteric knowledge of Yevon, the summoner's pilgrimage, and sin. He is a vital source of wisdom, although he shares his knowledge very sparingly. Auron failed to learn the lesson on his own journey. He is a tragic hero. His personal story, his hero's journey, was an Aristotelian tragedy. Now he joins his second pilgrimage with a plan for the new generation. He wants to put an end to the cycle of death Spira revolves around. For that to happen, the children of Jecht and Braska must not repeat their mistakes. Auron helps Tidus and Yuna to recognize thematic arguments and question them. He makes sure they have a chance to learn the lesson.
But it is the truth. You'll see for yourself. Come with me.
Auron reappears in the story just as Tidus and Yuna are about to go their separate ways. He reveals to Tidus that sin is Jecht and that Tidus was brought to Spira to fight sin. He tells him to join Yuna's pilgrimage, delivering a literal call to adventure. Many events that seem like coincidences occur. Auron reappearing and revealing he knew Jecht and Braska and that he was on the summoner's pilgrimage with them. The revelation that sin is Jecht comes just when Tidus has a chance to step away from Yuna and the pilgrimage.
Come with me.
If I say no?
Every story must have an ending.
I don't care about your stories!
I see. Sorry you feel that way. Fine then. Come or don't come, it's your decision.
What am I supposed to say? You tell me it's my decision. But I don't have a choice, do I? You're the only one who can tell me what's going on anyways. I have to go with you, I have to!
The story has a brief debate plot point. Tidus is given two hard choices. He can either stay in Luca or join Yuna's pilgrimage.
Relax, he's bound to know someone in Luca.
And if not?
He could always join a Blitz team.
Should Tidus stay in Luca and pursue a Blitzball career, he would get as close to his original status quo as possible on Spira. He could play Blitzball and flirt with his fangirls, just as he did in Zanarkand. But he can never fully return to his ordinary world. He would have to live in constant fear of sin like everyone else. He would never be together with Yuna. He would never face Jecht or fully rise to his father's level.
I want to ask you to be my guardian.
Should Tidus choose to join Yuna on the road as her guardian, he would have to commit fully to the special world inside the special world, the Summoner's Pilgrimage. He could be together with Yuna. He might have a chance to return home to Xanagand. But he would have to endure the road of heroes, full of tests, obstacles, and opponents.
Yeesh.
Sorry about that. Hope to break you in a little slower.
Being a guardian's tiring.
You handle yourself pretty well. You got talent.
At the end of the road, he would have to fight Sin. He would have to face the dragon that is Jecht.
Yuna,
Sir.
I wish to become your guardian. Do you accept?
You're serious?
You refuse,
No.
and he comes too.
Tidus crosses more than one threshold before fully committing to the special world of Act 2. Auron pushes him over the first when he gets sucked into Sin and thrown onto Spira. Now he must cross the final threshold of his own volition. Yuna and her guardians have been preparing Tidus for the pilgrimage since they left Besaid Island. Traveling with them, he's had to perform the duties of a guardian. The tests have already begun. The guardians have been testing Tidus since Besaid. He's won their trust, and now they are his allies in the tests ahead. Before, Tidus was not fully committed to Spira or the pilgrimage. He wanted to return home to Xanagand. With the reveal that Sin is Jecht and convincing from Auron, Tidus fully joins the pilgrimage as he becomes committed to the special world. Tidus had a rough landing coming to Spira and its strange circumstances. The Summoner's Pilgrimage is its own special world with its own circumstances. Much of this Tidus has already begun to comprehend and take control of, but he has more to discover.
Well, let's go.
Tidus becoming Yuna's guardian and officially joining her pilgrimage is the first plot point of this story. It ends the long Act 1. By becoming Yuna's guardian, Tidus becomes obligated to do something. A guardian keeps the summoner safe. Now the story goal is clear and the two heroes share it. There is no way back to status quo for either Tidus or Yuna.
I will defeat Sin. I must defeat Sin.
The story goal of Final Fantasy X is to stop Sin. Death rules over life on Spira. Sin is death incarnate. By defeating Sin, death's rule can be overthrown. Sin has been defeated before. The Summoner's Pilgrimage has that purpose. Tidus and Yuna follow in the footsteps of their fathers as they journey across Spira.
It begins. Don't cry.
Take it. We called it sin.
Take a look. Sin came and destroyed the Machina cities.
I've done it. I have become a summoner.
Don't get no ideas.
Hey, but what if she, comes on to me?
That's not going to happen.
You with a woman? You can't even catch a ball!
You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of Yevon. I will defeat sin. I must defeat sin.
All we can do is protect her along the way, until the end.
I want to ask you to be my guardian.
You handle yourself pretty well. You got talent.
Sir Jecht used to always tell me stories. It'd be great to see your home someday. I'd love to go there.
Well, well. Trying to follow in my footsteps, are you?
What would you do if you found him?
I'd probably just smack him one. Hey, use that if we get separated. Then I'll come running, okay?
Together we defeated Sin 10 years ago. Then I went to Zanarkand, so that one day I could bring you to Spira. Sin is Jecht. I promised Braska, and he comes too.
But summoners and their guardians are kind of like Spira's ray of light. A lot of people in Spira depend on us.
Well, let's go.
Now, we will go to the temple at Jose. And guardians, don't forget to smile.
With Act 1 coming to an end and the story goal becoming clear, the dramatic questions can be defined. Tied to the central question of the story goal, the dramatic questions are a physical, an emotional, and a spiritual goal, or professional, personal, and private. These questions will be answered with a definitive yes or no by the end of the story.
We called it Sin.
The professional dramatic question is tied to the main action. In this story, it is defeating sin. The professional dramatic question is, will Tidus and Yuna defeat sin? It's a question that means a lot to a lot of people. All the peoples of Spira live in fear and sorrow because of sin. Summoners who journey to defeat sin bring hope to all the peoples.
Put your fingers in your mouth like this.
Like this?
Not like that. This. Then you just blow.
It's not working.
Well, guess we should just stick together then, till you can do it.
Yes, sir.
The personal dramatic question is tied to an emotional goal. In this story, it is the romantic subplot between the two main characters. The personal dramatic question is, will Tidus and Yuna be together? It's a question that means a lot, but only to a few people. These two heroes are on a journey together. They are developing feelings for each other. The private dramatic question is tied to a spiritual goal. In this story, it is the relationship between father and son, and the wound that the main character has endured since childhood. The private dramatic question is, will Tidus rise to his father's level and be worthy of his praise? It's a question that means a lot to the hero alone. Memories of Jecht haunt Tidus. He has nightmares about his father. Since childhood, Tidus has followed in the footsteps of his father and pursued a Blitzball career. When he becomes Yuna's guardian, Tidus pursues Jecht's career a second time. In Zanarkand, Jecht was a star Blitzball player. Tidus rose to his father's level as an athlete, but could never receive praise from the man he believed dead. In Spira, Jecht is a legendary guardian who defeated Sin together with Auron and Braska. Now, Tidus journeys with Yuna to defeat Sin, but Sin is Jecht. Defeating Sin, defeating his father, would mean rising to his level. All the dramatic questions are connected to each other and the story goal. At this point in the story, none of them seem to be in conflict with each other. On the pilgrimage to defeat sin, Tidus and Yuna will follow in the footsteps of their fathers. Others have traveled the same road of heroes before them and succeeded in the goal they have. Once they defeat sin, they can be together. There will be plenty of time for romance after the pilgrimage is over. And Tidus can rise to his father's level by defeating sin. Slaying a dragon requires rising to its level. However, nothing is what it seems under the surface. Uncovering grim truths about sin, Yevon, and the pilgrimage will put all the dramatic questions at odds with each other. Seymour, the villain in this story, wants to become sin with Yuna's help. Should sin be defeated, you, Yevon, an ancient summoner no longer human, would remake sin and continue the cycle of death. The pilgrimage ends in the summoner's death. Yuna will die if she battles sin. Tidus is a dream of the Fayth. Should the Fayth stop dreaming, he will fade away. Braska's pilgrimage ended in death. His guardians allowed him to die. Should Tidus do his duties as a guardian like his father did, he would have to allow Yuna to sacrifice her life. Jecht became sin. Should Tidus rise to his father's level by defeating sin, he too would become sin. He would become death incarnate, the source of Spira's sorrow. Please note that the approach to the dramatic questions and their phrasing is my own. A different approach would lead to a different interpretation. Changing the phrasing of the questions even a little could lead to different answers.